All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of your favorite podcast on YouTube and on Spotify, Voices of Degenerates. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another episode. We have, of course, our usuals. We've got Lil Reeps, Miss Reeps, and Memes. And, of course, we have a new guest joining us. Would you like to introduce yourself, Pokey ICT?
Pokey ICT, PokeyChase.ICT on TikTok, whichever one. But yeah.
All right.
It's good to be
so
here.
Pokey ICT is also another Pokey content creator from TikTok who has joined us today in the debauchery and the nonsense that we're about to unfortunately put him through. But
It's gonna be good.
he willingly came and he signed the contract saying that he cannot take us into court after this. So anyways,
Very much so. NDAs have been
Defamation of character, you know. Can't argue.
So, you guys already know what the deal is. If this is the first time that you're tuning into this, you got to make sure you listen to the other episodes because we are actually kind of funny. Or at least I'd like to think so.
A little bit.
But
we're pretty
Probably,
funny.
maybe.
right, maybe just a little. But for today's episode,
If you're in chat land too, don't be afraid to comment in the chat. We always hit the comments up. I will throw them across the screen and we'll respond to you guys too. So be active in the chat.
yes. If you guys are in the chat, we will shout you out when we see that you guys comment via the Riverside chat, not the. If you're on YouTube, we can't show it on the stream, but we can do it if you're in the Riverside link. So, that being said, the way we do things here, we start off with our questions. So, the first question of the day: do you pee in the shower? And what is the first thing that you dry when you get out? So I'm going to go ahead and let Reeps go first.
I'll tell you right now. And this is what everyone's thinking. And if you disagree with me, you're a liar. Everybody pees in the shower. I peed in every shower I've ever been in. Like, it's just a thing. Like, and I don't want to hear, oh my God, it's gross. No, it's not. It's like, it's just a little bit of ammonia water going down the drain, the same drain that everything else goes down. Like, everybody pees in the freaking shower. And when I get out of the shower, the first thing I dry is my face, but then it's immediately exactly what you're thinking. It's face in that order, so it's face.
Can't have a unique routine out here.
You go face to balls.
It's face.
You can't go balls to face.
You can't go balls to face. You cannot do that. So even though they're clean, I'll argue in the same thing. I'll argue that they're clean leaving the shower, so it shouldn't matter. The order shouldn't matter. But
It's just the concept.
I go face, I go hair real quick, and then it's immediately, the boys.
Nuts and butts.
The voice.
Yeah, okay. Before I go to mine, we're just going to shout out Hoodmelon in the chat said, I always pee in the shower, but I'm a plumber, so I know where the pee goes. I'm not entirely sure what that implies because I'm assuming that the pee goes down the drain and out the house, right? So just like the toilet, just not the toilet. Am I fair to assume that, Hood? You let me know in the chat. But
It's all connected. All that gray water's connected. You know what I mean?
that's what I'm saying, right? It just goes down same drain, whatever. We brush our teeth with toilet water, no big deal. When it comes to the shower, right? I definitely pee in the shower, absolutely, 100%. Not gonna lie, say that I don't. The drying part though, I usually go midsection first, then I go top and hair, and then make my way down. You know what I mean?
That was my favorite part.
But I don't usually start top and go bottom. Like I'll start with my midsection. It's so I have this thing where like if I feel the water dripping down me, it bothers me. So I immediately have to like dry off my body and then go up to my head and my hair. So that way there's nothing that's lingering, and then I'll make my way down.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, that's why I do my face first because I hate the feeling of the water on my face. I absolutely hate it. Like I hate shaving. I have to shave every morning for work, and I hate the feeling of shaving cream on my face. Like I want to get it off as fast as possible. So I 100% agree with that. Like that once you're uncomfortable, you're like, I gotta get rid of this real quick. Like,
And I'm also one of those people that's paranoid where I refuse to keep my eyes closed for more than 5 seconds while I'm in the shower. Because I'm like, those 5 seconds are prime opportunity for somebody to come in here and do something to me. Like, I am not going to be a victim.
Movies.
I am most vulnerable in this shower right now, and I'm not going to be a victim, all right? Okay, so Lil Reaps, I know that you said that you're not original, but I'm going to ask you anyways. Going to assume it's kind of the same for you.
It's the first thing I do when I step in the shower.
Oh, nice.
Dude, I fucking... It's like, it's not even, like, intentional. It's just, it's like, you know, I hop in the shower and it just goes. It's normal, I guess.
Right? It's just
yeah.
the shower,
I don't think about it.
Immediately, you're like,
Right. Like, it's
Hot
just
water
second
means go
nature.
time.
Water means go time.
It's the warm water hitting you, I think.
So clearly, Pokey ICT is also the guy that pees in the pool, is what I'm understanding.
Only on Tuesdays.
Only on Tuesdays.
Only on Tuesdays.
That's it. It's a
Tuesday
specific
pee
day.
that should have been the question. Do you pee in the pool?
Yeah, that should be another one. Yeah, absolutely. Depends if they have that color changing dye or not. If they do, then absolutely not. If they
That's
don't,
an urban myth. That's an urban myth.
Dude, no, I just own it. Be like, yeah, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, I did. Through the pool noodle.
I feel like there's a bigger story involved in that one.
oh man. All right. So, memes.
Yeah. I would say I shower in extremely hot water. So it's, you know what
Oh,
happens
God,
when
yeah.
you get in hot water. Like,
my God.
it's not like I have
It's
a
just
choice.
horrible.
It just happens. But
No.
everybody does it. You would be a liar if you said you don't.
No.
And then, like, you're washing
Mm.
your body right after. So what's the problem?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
what I say. Save some
she's
toilet
not
paper.
lying, guys. She literally like it's ridiculous. The temperature that she showers in should be illegal. That's how hot it is. Like
think it's a
I will
female
literally.
I shower pretty hot.
It is a female thing, I think.
I don't know what, but I honestly
Well.
feel like when I reach in, when she's starting to shower and I reach in just to feel the temperature of the water, I will literally feel like I could cook my skin under that water. Like it is boiling hot, and then it's just like no.
Why they're so nice.
It feels wonderful.
I'll be honest, like, me and the missus may, we've been together for so long, we may have tried to conserve water a few times.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbearable. I can't do it. It's like lava hitting my skin.
It is not.
In like one
It's
section of the shower
not.
like this with them, like, oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. You're just in the back standing there, it's just like, this is
isn't
amazing.
fun.
This is so good. Like, I'm avoiding the
My
water at all
skin makes
costs.
them out like really red, but
Yes. If I don't come out the shower red, it was not
I didn't take a shower.
hot enough. Right. And then I'm just upset if
Girl
I have
math.
to take a cold shower.
You just cracked the code right here, Cito. I
Exactly.
think this is why this is where women in their part of their day cook up their attitudes. They just get ready.
They boil themselves
You
up
cracked the code here,
to
man.
blow off.
Probably.
Steam's dried
That's
up,
it.
and they're like, "All right, I'm ready." Who's ready to bring their wooden spoon?
Remember the old like Bugs Bunny cartoons where they're cutting up like vegetables as he's in the pot? You know what I mean? Like our wives would just be like, "Yeah, this is great."
It's amazing.
Just chilling on the brim of the cauldron. Just this
Yeah.
is exactly
Yeah.
how I like it.
So that's the water we have here.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely not. Okay,
Yeah.
I could never. Ms.
as I
Reeves,
think about it,
we've
I
heard
can't-
now.
I was gonna say I can't remember though, like what order I dry my body. I'm surprised that you guys can remember that. I can't.
It's
Well,
the same
just
thing every
so
day.
okay. This is the best way to do it, right? Just imagine you're getting out the shower and do it right now. That way you can think like, oh, that's what I do. Like, if I was getting out the shower right now, right? I would just immediately get out the shower,
Guys,
We're
a
gonna get this whole
demonstration.
thing.
and then I would just
Yeah.
go like this.
Yeah, whole thing.
And I'd go like this. That's
Yeah.
just
Did you get the?
I did. I got
Flow.
it.
Hold on, rewind. Do that again for us.
There's a
Can you get the
pole
flow?
blocking. I can't see because the mic is blocking. You know.
you got to do the floss. You know what I mean?
Where'd you get such a big microphone, Cito?
But yeah, I mean it is one of those things that you don't really think about anymore, like muscle memory,
Yeah.
which is like that whole thing is as a concept is like insane to me. The fact that you can't even remember how you do something because you just do it second nature. You don't think about it anymore.
Like
you
breathing.
know,
Yeah.
like-
Probably
exactly.
because she's busy
Like
thinking
breathing.
about all the other
Blinking.
things in the day that she needs to do and get done and
Yeah.
handle.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. So yes, I pee in the shower.
There it is. All right.
Yes, I pee in the shower.
There it
Okay.
All right.
And I dry my hair first
Really?
because I have like I have a separate towel for my hair because
Okay.
I dye my hair, so I don't want to like ruin big towels, whatever. So I have a hair towel. So I always like tie it up. I hate my hair dripping on me. So I wring it out, and dry it, and put it in a thing.
That's the only thing I know I do last,
Yeah.
which I know
And
defeats the purpose of drying everything.
As it's just dripping on you. Yeah. I take care of
All
that.
right, let me dry this entire section here and then just.
And Cito, this part's gonna kill you. Next, I just put my robe on and I air dry.
Mm.
As I'm
That is
like getting
male
ready
milk.
for work. Makeup.
Okay, first of
yeah.
all,
It's a little
That
psychotic
is-
because that is the worst feeling in the world.
It isn't.
that
The worst
For a
feeling in the world is
guy-
like going
For a
into
guy,
a
you,
robe and a
you have
wet-
to get everything dry there. You can't
yeah.
just robe it up, like, you know, like.
That's begging for swamp ass.
Yeah,
That's
there
what you're
it is,
doing.
there it is.
Okay, so once I'm done getting ready, things get patted dry as well.
Yeah, okay, all right, okay. So we
think
do
my
have.
guys-
We're delving into too much detail here.
I was trying not to get to that.
detail.
Anything.
Lil Rips is getting
Too much
uncomfy.
imagery.
Well, I think what goes along with this question is, how many times do you use a towel before you wash it?
That's a good question.
3.
Two.
Yep. 3 is the, magic number.
3.
3
Because
is
like
the
if you
magic
think about
number.
it, we talk about the order that we dry ourselves off in, right? Like, hey, we
Yeah.
do face and then whatever. Like, well, the next day. So say you
Use the other
you know,
side
you
of the
dry
towel.
dry your no-no regions last, and then the next day you go right to your face is the first thing. I'm telling you, I'm guilty of this right now because I'll use a towel for a week straight, like a week.
Oh my god.
I'll hang it on, like as long as it doesn't smell. Like you can smell the mustiness.
Oh
of the
yeah.
towel.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
that towel smells good, like I'm using it. So then I'm like, now that we're talking about this, I'm realizing like, hey, you know, if you dry the boys at the end of it, you know, like pat dry, if you will, Mrs. Reeps, the next day. When you go to your face first,
dude.
the last thing it was on was you boys. You know what I mean? Like,
See the
So you
Can you
suggest
put
we
that
need a
comment?
second
see
towel
melons
now.
coming.
Yes,
Yeah, put that comment.
you need a
hold on.
face towel.
well, I think
Oh my god.
what would be funny to me, that because you guys watch your towels,
Something else, but
Melon.
face towel would work, yeah.
it'd be super funny because
Are we supposed to wash those?
Everybody has seen females that have a separate towel for their hair. Like everybody has run into that. It would be really funny if dudes had a separate towel. It was just like hanging off the boys while you like.
No, it's like the small like hand towels.
You get one that
My new
twists and have like the
subscription of
rubber
Blue
band
Chew
on
in.
it.
I
Yeah,
gotta
it looks
Tie it
like
up on
snuffleupagus in the morning.
It's like the little elephant. It's like the little elephant. It's like the cheeks and the face.
Oh
with the fucking...
yeah. Oh my god.
Oh Jesus.
Chris Pontius.
Oh,
Should have came out with
No.
towels.
No.
that is
Oh,
And
it's
that's
fucking
why
awesome.
I would never use his towel. I would get my own.
Yeah.
Every
Fair.
time.
Are you sure?
Okay.
I
That's
mean,
fucking awesome.
have you ever just lived life on the wild side and just tried it?
I'm
saying
sure
maybe.
I've accidentally used his towel, and then I can tell that it wasn't my towel.
Especially at a hotel, right? Because those smell
Oh,
extra
true.
good.
Those things.
Hotel towels
Honestly-
are the best. I'm so wasteful at a hotel. I'll be honest. At a hotel.
yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
I'm
Towel
using a
every
towel
day.
I towel like everything. I have like a waist towel. I have like a towel in my head. I have
Oh
a tiny
my
towel
God.
for like when I'm
Use the
shaving.
robe.
Dude,
that
it's
they
because they
have in
give
the
us
closet.
14 towels.
But the real question is, do you take the towels?
No.
Home?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Fuck no.
No.
I know
If
so many people
if they
who
were
take
bigger,
the
I would take
towels.
We don't stay at those kind of hotels, honey. We don't live that life.
Now, okay, hold on. Wait. Now my next question, right? So, do you take the pillows?
No.
Oh,
takes the
I know.
pillows?
My dad takes towels.
What kind of people
pillows,
do you guys know?
soap, anything from the hotel, he's taking it. Towels,
Oh my
pillows.
God.
We used to have so many pillows.
Yeah, I was
Well,
staying
we're
at
about
the
to get a bill in the
Marriott
mail.
last weekend, and they changed to where everything's bottled on the wall. So
Yeah.
it's all pump bottles now. So
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
you don't get the little soaps or the little bottles
Yeah.
of stuff
Nope.
to take home no more.
You can thank my father for that.
Yeah,
We'll blame him.
yeah.
He
Committing acts of
he is
terrorism
solely
on hotel
responsible.
rooms.
Yeah, he's the sole reason for it. It's his fault and his fault alone.
You single-handedly bankrupt the
God damn
Marriott.
it.
Now our pillow costs spiking.
Okay, well, do you
like-
take the mattress home?
I mean, at
I
this
mean, if I
point,
could,
right?
maybe.
Yeah.
Right? I'm saying.
You
double-
guys,
the
you guys,
best
you
night
Some
guys
of those
take
mattresses
the TVs out.
are great.
What about the mini fridge? How many
I
mini
mean,
fridges
tell
you
me,
guys got?
have you ever looked at the brands that on the sheets or the pillows at a hotel, and then tried to go look it up later on? You're like,
Oh, yeah.
what is this? Right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't find it. You can't order it for yourself, right?
I just know that it's either extremely comfortable or I don't ever want to lay on it ever again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of in-betweens in a
Yeah.
hotel.
There is no
Yeah.
in betweens.
There's a lot of hotel living. My career,
Ethan's spent his fair time on pull-out couch in a hotel.
You're damn fucking right. in a goddamn presidential suite. I was on a fucking pull-out couch. It was like this fucking thick. It was this thick.
Oh, those
I
are
was
the
basically sleeping on
worst.
springs.
Look, you can come on vacation, but you get the pull-out.
I was sleeping on springs in the middle of the living room. It was hot as fuck.
just think if I pulled out,
Those
we'd be on
are
vacation.
the worst.
We make- Get him a nice
Oh
pack.
my god.
No.
That was good. That was great.
Oh
On
my
that
God.
note,
Moving on
let's
to
go
the
on to our next one.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Wait, everybody answered, right?
Yeah, I
think
think
so.
Oh wait, Pokey ICT. I don't know if you
I don't think
responded
so.
to that.
I mean, yeah, we pretty much established I peed in the shower. It just depends on like what time of the shower do you pee in? Is it the beginning?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mine's at the end for some reason. I don't understand why.
He's like, now that
I'm all
everything's
clean, and
over.
I'm like, wait a minute, it's time to get out and dry off. Oh, time to make a sissy, I guess. You know.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So yeah, honestly, I think that if you do it like in the beginning of the shower, it's fine because you have all that soap that's going to the ground after you're
Yeah.
washing your body off.
Right.
It's kind of just rinsing your toes. You know what I mean?
Well, hopefully
at
you
the
wash
end
it.
of the shower, it's a little risky, man. It's a little
Yeah.
risky. I don't know.
That's when you have to start aiming it, dude.
You
I
gotta
was
really.
gonna say,
You gotta
You
aim it at the
guys
drain.
aim.
Drain.
you
Wait,
can
Mr.
aim
Reaper's
much
brought up
better.
another great tangent of this questioning line. Do you wash your feet in the shower?
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Yes.
Yes.
I do
Nope.
not.
Between
The
your
answer
toes.
is yes.
I don't go
yes.
between the toes, but I definitely get the bottoms because like
They get
like-
stinky. You have to watch your feet.
Yeah, but
Well,
your
it's
feet
also-
are like in water the entire time in the shower.
That's what I'm saying. And the soap is going down.
the way my
Yeah.
shower is,
I
like
wash
my
my
tub,
feet.
my tub is shitty. So it's like I gotta be careful because sometimes it's dangerous to piss as soon as I walk into the shower because it'll
What
just
the hell?
fucking linger.
Oh, it's like a slow, it's like a
the
slow
water
draining
fills
tub.
up, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
the water,
gross.
You
So
can't
it's like
be
so
in
it's
that
like
shower
so it's
at
like,
that
so it's like I gotta be real fucking careful. It's like I'll pee and then I'll just be like on the handlebars, just like holding myself in the
Starting stages of like mosquito larva water at that point.
Dude, it's an
You have
old
handlebars
building.
in your
It's
shower?
it's an
What
old
the hell?
building, dude.
But we have to unwrap this. We have to unwrap it.
Yeah, we gotta unpack this one.
Yo, what kind of equipment are you rocking in your shower right now?
I was saying, right? Do you have
With
one
a
of those
swing.
chairlifts that kind of like just go in and out of the bathtub for you? Like, do you just sit down and press a button?
Yeah, no, I got a door, dude. It's like I click it and it opens up.
Oh.
Do you really?
No.
Oh, I was gonna-
What the hell?
But you know, we had a weird shower in Florida too. You remember
No, it's
that?
like it's like half a foot step to get into the bathtub, and it's like the worst fucking tub. Well, that's not true.
We've had worse.
He was like, no,
It's-
I've had worse.
It's not the greatest, but I mean, like, hey, it gets the job done.
Next question: what was the worst tub?
Now that you thought about this, the worst tub in your
Does
experience.
it have to be somewhere where I've lived, or can it be somewhere where I've showered?
No, anywhere that you've experienced a tub.
Yeah.
Worst one.
Oh, I gotta think. This is like way back, like Idaho era of my life. This is like
Well, I'll tell you this. There was a
years ago?
time when a friend of mine
our house.
lent me their bath, right? I was in their pool, and then I went into their bathroom to wash off. And I don't know who in the hell thought it was a good idea to make a bathtub with rock imprints on the bottom of it for the floor. So when you stand on it, it literally feels like you're standing on rocks. And I was like, why? Like, why would anybody think this was a good idea? Like, for gripping, I guess, but it's like, why? It hurts.
Was it like an
That makes
outhouse?
no
Like
sense.
this.
Yeah, it's like, why?
Was it like an
But
outhouse,
that was my
not
worst.
a regular bathroom?
No, it was a regular bathroom. And honestly, I think it was their guest bath, really. But maybe it was because they didn't want people to get too
like
comfortable
the
in their
pool
guest house
house
that they just like.
Waste of water.
it's like you're
Yeah.
welcome to stay, but I'm gonna make sure that you're uncomfortable as fuck so that you don't stay long.
You're welcome to stay, but you're not gonna fucking enjoy it.
That's pretty genius.
Say, but you're not gonna like my shower ass.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I just thought about it. In recent terms, the worst shower that I've ever showered in was it's my buddy, one of my friends. His name's Chris. He got a new place with his girlfriend, and it's a relatively old place. It's an old trailer home. So it's like, one of the ones they can like pick up and move around on like the big ass trucks, the 18-wheelers. Yeah, I don't really know how else to describe it other than it was just fucking disgusting. Like the walls.
I wouldn't have showered.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel like I was clean.
I was going to, and then I didn't. I was like, I'll just stink. I'll wait.
Yeah.
I'll just
got a garden
wallow
hose?
in my
So it was
stench.
like,
Hose.
the tub itself was like almost a dark yellow, and it like that wasn't its original color.
Oh God!
So
Oh,
like,
no.
So you're
Yeah,
saying
peeing.
that
It's
like
like
this
peeing
is
in the
20
shower,
years
yeah,
of
staining.
shower pisses, basically.
The walls, like on like like where the tub lines with like the wall on the side,
Yeah.
it was like black.
No.
Yeah, no, that's mold. Don't do that.
Oh.
Don't do that.
No.
I hate when you go to a hotel shower and like the
God.
shower head is like at your chest level.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love that. It's right at my head.
Oh yeah. For me, if I have to bend over to wash my hair, like fuck you, hotel.
Hey, that is little people friendly showers. Okay, you got to be considerate, Reeps.
Well, I mean, it would still fall from my height and hit them. You know what I mean? It's like they're missing out on water.
Yes, we are, because it's hotter when it comes out. Right at the.
Well, turn it up. Turn it to lava
only
level
goes up
like
so
you like
far.
it.
That is true.
Oh my God.
All right.
That's-
I think we
that's
talked for our showers about 30 minutes. Like, that's
All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
Okay.
Next question. So this is a good one. What conspiracy theory do you think might be true? So, previous to us recording this, we were actually discussing this because there are actually few conspiracy theories that we actually could point out or think of. One I didn't mention to you guys, and I don't believe in this conspiracy theory, but I think it's hilarious, is when people say birds aren't real.
That's a thing.
This is a
Anytime.
TikTok thing. Like TikTok has, like, if you talk about flat Earth, you talk about the birds. Dude, there's so many things on TikTok that
There are surveillance drones.
Yeah, when I go down the rabbit hole so hard every time, and I'll be like, wait a second, this guy said birds aren't real. So then I'm like down this rabbit hole on TikTok of these. Like, let me talk to all these people that believe this 100%. They're like, oh my god,
Like, I need to get inside their head.
the government is watching us, and I was like,
Well,
I don't even know. I don't even have an answer
So-
or a rebuttal to that.
I have
Like,
noticed
the
TikTok
loophole
is another
is-
planet after 3 a.m.
Right. Agreed.
Up past 3 a.m. TikTok is flat
freaks
Earth, ice
come out
wall,
at night.
The loophole with TikTok is like
sorts of
go on a
things,
video.
like Anunnaki aliens and all this. All of a sudden, it's like, where did this side of TikTok
lizard
come from?
people.
You'll go on a video, right? And it's like, they're talking about some like outrageous shit, and it's like on the little search bar at the bottom. It's like search, and it's that outrageous shit they're talking about. So you go click that because you're like, what the fuck? Or like, I'm a little curious. And then, you just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper into the fucking videos. And it's just like to the point where it's like, oh, hey, it's been 30 minutes. What the fuck?
It's some of the best times of my life, though. Honestly, we're going through all this.
Oh my god.
Or for me,
But I
it's
need
a
to feel
lot-
better about myself as a person. I go on to those like TikToks, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm doing
I'm not
okay.
that bad. Like, I could be worse.
Yeah, no, honestly, that one was one of the ones when I first heard it. It was before I even was like in the TikTok hole. But when I first heard that birds aren't real, I was like, I thought it was like a joke. I was like, oh, that's funny. They were like, no, birds aren't actual things. Birds are surveillance drones. Birds are the way the government can keep
Like
their
birds
eyes on
only
us.
existed in car technology.
And I was like, what? You can't.
A
you
lot
can't
of their
be
logistical
serious.
reasoning is just pigeons. Specifically, that type of bird is the pigeon. For some fucking reason.
You know how many pigeons are in New York?
The one bird humans domesticated for like 500 years is travelers.
Right.
Those right there, they're saying,
crazy
yeah,
technology.
okay. But the one things that
It all started with carrier pigeons.
Cities because we as humans migrated and domesticated them, so they're the only birds that actually migrate to cities because of us.
It's our fault.
People think they're robots for that.
Definitely robots. Definitely.
We also feed them, so they're smart. They're
Yeah.
gonna go where the food's at.
That's true.
I have a good one for this that I'm convinced of.
I do too.
That's why I'm not gonna lie. Hey, everyone, listen to the episode. This was all of my questions I put in today. 'Cause I want to
Explains
talk
a
about
lot.
this stuff.
Hey. Go for the glizzy.
I am convinced that with today's medical technology that we have had an answer for cancer for a long time.
1000%.
And I am convinced that the big pharmaceutical companies do not want cancer to go away because it's such a moneymaker. But I feel
can get behind that.
Like to the depths of my heart, I feel like we have an answer for this for a long time, and it's everybody that like, hey, we got this new technology, we get this new thing coming out. They always like go away silently, and I don't know. If I was had to put my tin hat on right now, my tinfoil hat, it's that we could have got rid of cancer a long time ago, but
Yep.
the big pharmaceutical companies are like, that's the money pit.
I want to add on to that because the other thing is population control. The government may need something to maintain the population to be within a threshold. So if they cure cancer, then that's one less thing that is killing off part of the
Right.
population.
Yeah.
So
Right.
obviously I'm not big on the whole
Went
theory
dark
of it
there.
actually being a thing, but you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
seriously.
Oh my God, no! Wait, Lil Reaps, that is not.
He was so young when he read these books.
Yo, Lil Reaps, I honestly, bro, you are my hero right now. That book, I have been trying to get Mimi to read that trilogy forever.
One of the best trilogies
Listen,
I've
I'm
ever
going
read in my
to.
entire life.
Hey, can
You've
we talk
read it
about
a
what it is
phenomenal.
for the people that aren't watching?
Yeah, so Lil Reaps just went and grabbed a book called Scythe. If you guys have not read the books, it's Scythe, Thunderhead, and then The Toll, I believe is the third one. These books by Neil Shusterman are unbelievable. They are based off of a world where death no longer exists. My man. Dude, the books are so good and the whole concept behind it is unbelievable. So population control, that's one of the
So these
key-
I
guys
gotta
do.
read them. I gotta read them.
Yep.
I'm
that's one of the
gonna read
keys of
it.
that book.
I'm gonna
Yep,
read it because
it
you
is
asked.
so good. So good. So if you
Neil
guys are
Shusterman
looking
is the author, by the way.
Yep, Neil Shusterman. Yep. So if you guys haven't, make sure you add that to your to read or to listen, because I listen to my books, I don't read them. List for your next reads, because those books are so good, so good. Reaps, I'm gonna cry over here, man.
So dramatic.
If you guys wanna,
You tickled his fancy.
if we want to hook, I can read the little dealio.
Oh,
the little
yeah,
short-
you know what? Do it. 100. Let's go. Full send.
Yeah. All right. So it's a world with no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery. Humanity has conquered all those things and has even conquered death. Now scythes are the only ones who can end life, and they are commanded to do so in order to keep the size of the population under control. Citra and Rowan, which are the two main characters, are chosen to apprentice to a scythe, a role that neither wants. These teens must master the art of taking life, knowing that the consequence of failure could mean losing their own. Scythe is the debut. That doesn't matter.
So
Yeah.
that is like oh god, you guys have to read that book. Like honestly, for everybody who's out there listening to this podcast, if you aren't listening to an episode, listen to that book. That's it. Those are your only choices: episode or book. No in between.
No, even
I still have notes in here. I used this in 7th grade for my English class for like a project or something. It was like we had to go through and like do like reading a book and like make little notes about it and like had to like turn it into the teacher. I still have all of those post-it notes in there from 7th grade.
Wow.
That's awesome. That is awesome. But yeah, that's another one of those like reasons why, you know, I think what that whole, you know, cancer and big pharma and population control could possibly be, because the reality of it is that's a very valid reason, although it's not a reason that we would want to accept. You know what I mean? It's like
Well, look at countries that have made like drastic, like look at China, for instance.
Yeah.
And here's the crazy thing, like, and I was just talking about this last weekend with my homies at home. You know, China's in some trouble right now because of how they limited how many kids you could have, and now they're upside down in their working class people. So, like, it's a weird topic. Like, that's another rabbit hole to get. Like, if you want to go down a rabbit hole, go down a rabbit hole of like maintaining a working class population and what that going to mean to like a country, especially as a country as big as China. That's crazy of what's going on right now. So. Yeah, so if we had all of a sudden we like weren't dying from any kind of disease, we could cure every disease. Like there would be a weird moment of like decisions of, you know, the planet itself cannot sustain this many people. So what are we gonna do? You know, are we gonna move to Mars? Are we gonna try to populate
Let's
somewhere
go.
else? Or are we gonna
Sign me
limit
up.
the people that we have?
I think one of the coolest like things that the book goes into detail about is like how like humans are basically immortal now. Is because like I think they call it like a flip or something. Whereas you can go all the way back to the age of 21.
oh, turn the corner.
Yeah, so turning the corner. It's like, oh hey, I've turned the corner 8 times. Then they're probably anywhere up to like 800 years old. Potentially.
Just go back to an age that they want to be at.
Yep.
It's
and
nuts.
the lowest you can go is 21.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's a fascinating read. I'm telling you. Okay, so wait.
Also
before,
aren't allowed legally to commit suicide or anything like that.
yeah. So what they call it is render themselves deadish. So if they like jump off of a building and splat themselves, which they call it splatting, then they just get taken to a revival center and get brought back.
Dang.
It's
Because the only
it-
people that are allowed to die are who the Thunderhead picks. That the scythes have to go out and is it called reaping?
gleaning.
Gleaning. That's what it was. I haven't read them in
Yeah.
a while. I actually want to reread the series again. It's
Yeah,
so
dude.
soon.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm just
actually
gonna
listening to
say-
the 4th book now.
You barely remember anything, and here you are.
I
Spitting out all these
during
facts.
this book.
Where's this energy with all the other things in life?
You alley-ooped her for that one, right?
Yeah.
there.
I think we're getting a bad.
Oh, wow.
But anyways, before we go too far deep into this book, let's get back into the conspiracies. So, Pokey ICT, what conspiracy theory have you heard or do you believe in?
Yeah, what do you think
That I've
is true?
heard.
Like, what do
or
you think is
believe in.
true?
You're asking a person that used to be in political journalism that got fed these things. That I believe in. There's a lot that I don't. The one I do believe in is that we didn't go to the moon, or that I don't believe the story of which towards the moon because of our telecommunications technology. Then there's no way they could have transmitted it in the time they did, and the way that they said, with the distance that they had.
I'm not.
know.
So I definitely. I will agree with you at the point where like when they had like the president was talking to the astronauts kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, like in real
Like,
time, that
like,
shit wouldn't have been possible even today.
I agree with that statement. I don't think we didn't go to the moon. I just think there was things that were done to like make it more palatable to like the everyday person.
Right. So, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is like the original story saying that we were sold. I think if we did go to the moon, we got there and was like, shit, how do we prove it? We
Let's
can't
make
just
something up to prove
videotape
it.
this and take it back. It's gonna take us 4 weeks. you
Yeah.
know? Like,
Yeah.
and so I guarantee that's what happened. They're like, yeah, we're here, but shit. How do we prove this?
I
No,
can see
definitely-
that.
The
I can see that
calm
too.
definitely. I mean, I agree with the calm 100%. That is one of the things of. That's one of the only things of the people that say like, oh, we never went to the moon. It was all a big stage. Like, I don't agree with that. But I do agree that there was probably some things that we did to like I said, make it. I don't know, more like. I mean, let's think about this.
Impactful.
They're watching in black and white tube TVs,
Yeah.
and they're
True.
talking real time. To
No.
the astronauts like that, I don't know if that could have happened.
And then
Yeah.
the thing for me is that, the whole this is one step for man, one giant leap for mankind thing. I feel like that was a script. I feel like that's not something that you would just off the dome, just while you're there, just doing it. You know what I mean? I feel like they wrote
I
this
think he
down.
thought of what he
No,
wanted
they
to
definitely
say.
there was. I watched a great documentary on this where they talked about how like Neil Armstrong was always supposed to be the person to do it first, right? And he was for weeks and weeks he was thinking about what can I say in that moment that's going to capture this correctly. So he had weeks of time to think about what he was going to say.
He planned that.
I don't think he was fed that line, but he definitely had a long time to prepare for that moment. Because, I mean, I think about it. If you're going to be the first to do anything, like I'm going to be the first person to do. I'm going to be the first guy to step on Mars, and I know a year from now that's my mission. Like I'm thinking for a year straight of what am I going to say in that moment to capture it appropriately. You know?
I would say something so inappropriate.
Right. I would make
Yeah.
it. I would make it something so stupid that everybody's gonna remember it, and then they're gonna refer back to it like this is just unbelievable.
You can make sure a company like Blue Chew sponsors you. Like, I could hold up 5 of these on Mars right now. Blue Chew.
Shout out Blue Chew. Thank you.
If it wasn't for Blue Chew, I'd be floating away right now.
You want a solid landing site? Have Blue Chew.
We need Viz for our sponsors.
Yo, I would love to like. I mean,
Seriously.
that would be a great question for another podcast. But what would you say if you're the first person to step onto Mars? What would you
Yes,
say to
yes.
humanity?
Add that to the idea manager. We're gonna
What
do that one day.
unhinged, what unhinged comment would you say if you're the first person to step onto Mars?
I would honestly
This
say
is
it
it?
depends on who's paying the most money for the sponsorship. That's what it's gonna come
Yeah.
down to.
Yeah,
Who
it's gonna
pays
be
the
like,
most money for the sponsorship?
What are you guys thinking? Like, what are you guys seeing out there? This shit's fucking lame.
Oh my god. Furious Hot Dog joined us. What's going on, buddy?
Oh shit! Can you
Oh.
hear me?
Yeah.
You're in the podcast, bro. Like,
Oh my god! I just followed Chase's blink. I didn't know I was actually on the shit. My bad.
Oh, get your camera open. Let's do
yo,
this.
welcome to our newest guest, Furious Hot Dog.
Come on, man.
Joined by accident.
Welcome in.
Speaking of Blue Chew,
Great.
oh my god. Yeah, Furious. I mean, you don't have to put on your cam if you don't want to. But you are officially part of the vocal.
Arrow, what's
There
is
he
great.
is. Welcome in, fam. Welcome in.
I like it.
So, in the way that we do this, whenever somebody joins in the middle of an episode, you are required to answer the previous
Yes.
questions in the episode.
Yes.
All right,
So,
bro. Hit me.
do you pee in the shower, and what's the first thing you dry when you get out?
Yes, of course I pee in the shower. It's a free toilet. Like, I mean, I don't want to get my bathroom wet to take a pee.
Right?
If I gotta pee. And the first thing I dry generally is my back and legs, so I could then walk around the bathroom.
Okay. Nice.
See? Midsection. Me too. I go mid, then go up, and then down.
Ass
So
to mouth,
valid.
Why not? By towel.
Val-
you
hey,
know?
yo, ass to mouth is wild.
Ass to mouth by towel, you know?
Oh,
But if
right.
you've washed everything correctly, it should be clean and fine.
It should be
That-
theoretically.
yeah.
It's never always 100% clean.
You're not-
It
you're
is if
not
you wash
scrubbing
correctly,
enough,
it's clean.
son.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say, listen, if you do it right, you're good. You're good. All right, Furious. question numero dos.
All right.
What conspiracy theory do you think might be true, or have you heard?
Oh God, Chase knows me too well to give a good answer for this one. I believe in the elites, 100%. I believe there is an elite that sees over the entire country. I'm just gonna leave it at that one. I think
so.
that
You're
kinda
saying.
covers it.
So you're saying that the government is not in control. There is a hierarchy above the government that tells the government what to do.
Absolutely. People were not allowed to even know names of. Yeah, I do believe that.
Wow.
Guys,
That's some real. That's some real One Piece shit.
I feel like I just got blasted.
It's like I stirred something up here.
We're just like, oh shit, guys, I just got a call.
Gotta go. Well, I believe that there is.
I think our president is being pulled like a puppet.
I believe
like
that
I
there
should've gone
is
with the
more than
prophet.
just us in this universe.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
There has to be.
Yeah.
Not like the aliens, like really we portray, but I think we'd be silly not to believe that there's not other beings living and breathing.
Think of Mass Effect. No.
Think about
We're not talking about video games, little reaps.
Go!
Hey, but you never know.
Gosh.
Come on, son.
No, but yeah, honestly, it's one of those like questions that nobody can either prove or disprove, because how could you, right? Like I think I read, or yeah, it was an article that there was a return of a signal that we've had emitted somewhere at some point. I can't remember what it was, but there was like waves that we were emitting, and we were just shooting it out there just because they were just like in case anybody ever responds to it, and then we actually got a ping back from it. I don't remember when or where or what it was, but when I read it, I was like, oh hell no. What the fuck does that mean?
Put it
Like,
back.
Don't we have a
we were
satellite
chilling.
out there
We were good.
playing music?
Well, the weird one is we've actually
something
got
like
lots of stuff in response to it over the years.
Yep.
It's just up there playing Lamb of God, you know.
Just playing Beethoven symphony, no big deal, you know.
Lamb of God, Beethoven.
Well, shit, when they launched it, it was like, it's probably playing the Isley Brothers and that kind of shit.
Yeah, so that
How
that
cool
I
would it be
feel
if
like
we could actually meet some other
Well-
people?
I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, oh well,
if they come to meet us, then they're way more advanced than we are. So it's like,
right.
Well,
Are we
Right.
next to them? Are we
they
like
probably
obsessed?
are.
My
Oh,
thing
these
is,
fucking things.
right? If you know, they are out there, right? That's my thing. Is there's no way we're alone in this fucking universe. Like, the sheer size of it, there's no way that we're the lone beings
Nope.
in this vast emptiness of space.
What
But
about
I
ghosts?
think that maybe we've been discovered by, say, other species or whatever, but they don't want to fuck with us because we're fucking with each other all the time.
They're like, oh, they'll kill themselves off.
Right.
right.
It's like they see us, like, you know, shooting each other and throwing missiles at each other, and they're like, "You guys are fucking."
It's like,
Did you imagine
We're
being
just
in
gonna,
a
we're
room
gonna,
with one
we're
of
gonna
them?
stay away from these guys. You know what I mean? They're unhinged. They're unhinged.
Imagine being in a room with one of them, and the theories are true that they can read your minds, and you're just sitting there this whole time like, what the fuck is this thing? You know, they can just read your mind, and you're just sitting there like, what the hell is this thing the whole time? Just pissing it off, and you don't realize it.
Yeah, but then they're like, "Hey, what is Pornhub? What is Pornhub?"
why do you keep thinking about this Mia Khalifa person? What is this?
Is that your
What would be
queen?
strange is if you saw her lately, and you're like, I've seen that on Pornhub before.
I gotta introduce the aliens to the Hakutua girl.
Oh,
Yes, yes, absolutely.
We're here
You
to
guys,
see the Hakutua girl.
You guys heard about the conspiracy theory where it's like, oh, aliens built the pyramids?
Oh come on,
Yes,
yeah.
I've heard that one. heard
I
that
do
one.
think
what do you guys think about
there's
that?
something to not the alien thing, but there's what is really kind of interesting about the pyramids is that same kind of structure of like because they're not all in a straight line, right? It's like it mirrors Orion's belt, right? But that is like in like 6 different places in the country, like in the world. There's that same kind of setup. Like the Aztecs had a similar setup to like 3 pyramids. Like so that to me is like intriguing when all these like. You know, you could go down the rabbit hole on like Hulu or Netflix and watch all these shows, Ancient Aliens and all that kind of shit, right? But that was one of those that kind of like in my head was like, well, that's a little weird to me that so many different cultures across the entire globe had the same kind of setup for that kind of stuff. So it makes you think twice about it. It definitely does. Like, I'm not saying like some alien came down and built a bunch of pyramids, but it's like weird that like if that is a coincidence, that's a crazy coincidence.
So imagine this, right? Imagine this, if you will. What if, right? And again, big what if conspiracy here. What if it was a fucking teenager from another species that came here and was just like, oh, we should totally fuck with this species. I'm gonna have them do this so that way later on in life they're gonna be sitting there like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? And how did this get here? And that's just his only reason for doing it was just because he wanted to fuck with us. Now that we're, years down the road and we're thinking about the position of it, how it came to be, like the fact that it was done so many years ago, and we're just like, how, what, when, why, and then they're just sitting back like, hey, yeah, fuck these guys.
They're just pointing and laughing.
Yeah,
it's like we don't understand. Like, maybe Egyptians like just started cruising out on ships and like did about like went some. Hey, guess what we did over in Egypt? We made these cool ass pyramids. You want to see what they look like? Like, and they fucking was like, hey, we'll build them here. Like, we'll do our own little pyramids. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Like, we just don't know, and that's what's so like. That's what I love about history. Is there's some things that are certifiable. Like we have all the documents from all the history, but there's so many things that we can't really verify, and it just leads to all these crazy thoughts and crazy ideas, and that's what's really kind of exciting about when you look back on history.
Yeah.
I don't think aliens came to Earth and built giant Legos and went, yeah, we're out. You know what I mean?
Maybe they were just rebellious teenagers.
But they came into like, here's some pyramids.
I don't.
All right, deuces.
I think that we're more civil. We were more advanced than we think so. I think there was a history reset.
I do too.
The only thing that the last bookshelf I got asked to when I was part of these journalism groups was the last book conspiracy they gave me was Flat Earth. The only thing that I could prove that flat earthers have proven was that the actual size of the mathematical stretch of our Earth that they have sold us is inaccurate. Therefore, we can only go off of what we've been told of what this is. So what I gathered of that was, if anything, they've proven that the landmass we're sitting on is a lot smaller. That they're telling us where we're sitting. More like, we're here and the Earth is here. You know what I mean? Because if you look at any other planet, they're like 7 to 10 times bigger than what we claim Earth is.
Yeah.
And they could easily say that, well, we're just a smaller planet, or we're just a smaller section of this planet we can't get really to the other sides of. That was the theory of explaining how other races of colors of different people actually have migrated into one from different very corners of a planet that's much larger than we're being told. I mean, that would only give fruit to why every country in the planet has signed a treaty to the Antarctica and nobody can go there and go past it without governmental surveillance. So that's the only thing that those things have given fruit to. Have they proven the Earth's flat? Absolutely not.
No.
They've proven it's round.
They've proven,
it's round.
Hey, wait a second. We watched the video
the
earlier.
landmass they've sold us is not the size.
So now that you bring up flat Earth, Lil Reeps, hit it.
You want me to pull the video?
So, for context, guys, we were
let me
discussing
pull that
flat
up.
Earth before we started the podcast today, and
Good.
Lil Reeps mentioned that he had seen this video, and so he pulled it up, and I said, "Oh my God, we need that video on the podcast because
Old video.
this is like perfect way of not
see
saying
it?
disproving it."
Here we go.
Can we see it? We good?
Yeah.
It's loading.
Yeah.
It's
Alright.
loading. Hold on.
If I go full screen, can you still see it?
Yep.
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 All right.
This is great.
You have a backup experiment. If you're seeing through this hole, through the next hole, and seeing the light at the backboard or 17 feet off the water, the Earth is flat. If he's holding it up at 23 feet high and we're seeing the light, well, that's because the Earth's curved. So I should only be able to see it when it's at 17 feet. Okay, go ahead and drive down there, Enrique. You're going to hold the light there. Enrique, how high is your light?
17 feet.
I mean, it's just, we don't see you, Enrique. Lift up your light way above your head. Interesting.
The Earth is round.
And
folks.
there you go.
Interesting. He accidentally proved the Earth is round with his own experiment.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that was one of those things where you're just like, oh, this was supposed to mean one thing and it ended up meaning another. Hold on, guys. All right, cool. Next question. If everybody gave
Yep.
theirs, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Just want to make sure.
Oh, wait. Memes.
I don't really have any. So you can skip me.
Okay.
Hey, Figures, can you mute your mic, dude? You're super hot right now.
Oh,
There we go.
All right. For the last question of the segment, if you teleported to the past 200 years without any possessions, without any clothing, without anything at all, how would you explain that you are from the future?
Hey, just for context for this question, like you show up Terminator 2 style, like you are naked in like a.
Yep,
you
they would
show
know.
up, bang, you're just nude.
You're all clean shaven.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that is a really good
pretty
response.
good. Yeah.
That is.
I did not even think
Oh,
something like that.
Poke,
I
you
also
can't
thought
hear
like
you.
I'd show up, I'd have tattoos all over my body.
Oh.
Like they'd
Oh,
probably be like,
yeah.
what the hell is that? Like,
Yeah.
Oh.
They would think it would be demonic symbols that you have on your body, and then
yeah,
they
I'd
would
be burnt
immediately
at
try
the
and put
stake
you on a post.
immediately.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
true.
Now, this is really
Probably
like,
your
when you think
accent
about
and
this,
the way
it's-
you talk.
It's really tough. Well, what if I grew up in Boston? Like, you
Your
go to the
mic
tea
is
party.
muted.
What
Me?
time period are we coming into?
200 years ago. So that would be the 1824.
1800s.
That's a tough
1824.
time to live.
It's like
Reinvent the wheel. No, I don't
Maybe
know if
for
that was-
women.
Outlander time frame. That's where I belong.
Dude, it's so
This
hard
guy.
when you think about like because they can't verify anything. They can't look anything
Yeah.
up. They can't Google you. They can't Google anything you say. So you have to be able to convince these people in real time, like how like I don't even know how it would. Like this was my own question, and I put it there because I was like I don't even have an answer for this.
I would go with my nails, my fake nails, and they'd probably know.
But like, I don't know if I would want to convince anybody because then they could be like, "You're a witch,"
No, that's
Or
the
like,
question. Memes.
you know.
No,
but
they
like,
would. They'd
How could
call you
you
a witch and they would
So-
hang you or burn you.
But like, why would I want? I feel like I would just want to live undercover and like
Yeah.
be around the people that you know are gonna be.
You could just do magician
travel.
tricks in front of everybody. Bro.
There you go.
The whole
Magic
time.
tricks.
Safe magic.
Yeah. So, I think I like the way Lil Reeps was thinking when he said, you know, the way that you talk, because, or wait, was that Lil Reeps that said the way that you
Yeah.
talk? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because obviously in the 1800s they had a very different way of speaking, and their mannerisms were different when they speak too. So, just beginning to speak, they're gonna know that you're not from there,
yeah.
at least there, right? So you can at least set that, you know, if I'm not from here, right? So they could say, okay, where are you from? Then you can start to establish, you know, different time as opposed to different place. That I can't tell you how, because I like me thinking like realistically, I can't think of a way to convince somebody of that without involving technology. And if you involve technology, you could fuck up the timeline. Like you could really
Yeah.
fuck shit. Like if you just say, "Oh yeah, you like, I would use Google if I had the chance." What's Google? Now that exists in another time where it shouldn't have even been a thought. Like what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, like I know, like you can. I mean, look, go to any little kid science fair project. You can make a potato a battery, right?
Right.
So like, I could take a potato, find some copper, make a little battery, and like show them like, hey, check this out. Like, this is
Look at
what
my
electrons
potato.
do. And they're like, what is an electron?
What's it like?
Burn at the stake. Burn them at the stake.
Right.
Well, could you
So
show
how
up there
could
with
you-
your phone?
No, I'm saying you
No,
show
I
up with
have
nothing.
literally nothing.
Oh.
So like, but how can you
butt booty
convince
ass
them
naked.
of that you're from the future without like literally getting burned at the stake? That's my my worry is how can I
Yeah.
slowly walk them into this instead of being like, yo, check all this shit out.
You just have to watch Outlander.
You ever heard of calculus?
Claire will tell you how.
Say, let me tell you about how a fucking camera works. No, but honestly, I don't think that there's any way to do it without making yourself a risk. You know what I mean? Because
Because
if
they really
you
would
know
believe you're a
too
witch.
much-
Yeah.
If you know too much and if you say too much, like what if, like for example, right? Like what if you end up going into the 1824s, whatever it is, and then it's at a point in time where you know something's about to happen, right? Like it's a part of history that's about to go down, and you're just like, oh, this is
I know
about
what
to happen.
happens.
Then it
You're a
happens, and then guess
prophet,
what?
Then they're gonna kill you. Like,
You're a witch.
Right. It's either you're
You're a
either a
girl.
prophet or you conspired to make it happen, and then you're dead anyways. So it's like there's no way to do it without dying.
so
It's like-
Hoodmail in the chat said you're all thinking 1800s was like the 1400s, right? I'm not. By the 1800s, we had a lot of stuff established, but it's nowhere near where we are right now.
No.
Right.
So, like the science is way behind. Like we're 1800s. We're still like lining up in a line across from each other and shooting each other in turn, just to see who dies the less. Like
Yeah.
who dies the least.
The least.
Like that's
Who
where
has a
we're
better
at.
shot?
So I don't. Dude, this is. I love.
And
this.
we're so
We're
used to
talking
all
like
of the
Oregon
technology.
Trail style, you know, like Oregon
Yeah.
Trail.
We're used to traveling by cars. We're gonna be like, what do you mean I have to go on a fucking horse?
Uh
I would be like, I'm not going.
I've never been horseback riding.
huh.
Probably
Right.
show them how to make fried chicken.
That's a good one.
Do you want to see how to make a chicken wing right? Let me show you something.
Wait, you have to like, grind the flour yourself. Like we're gonna grind the flour.
Where's the oil coming from?
whale blubber?
Well, they've had peanuts and peanut oil by then, you know.
Yeah.
So they've had peanut butter established by the 1800s. So there's definitely
What-
peanut oil.
I wonder
So
if
I
that
guess-
would work.
I guess the
No.
biggest question here is what had been established by the 1820s.
A lot of. I mean, our country had been, or a lot of it.
Let me show you how central plumbing works.
Yeah.
Hey, you know you can pee
I
in
want
the
to show you
shower?
how to flush a toilet.
Oh my god. It's like, oh, you mean where I bathe? Yes, absolutely. Just let it rip.
Don't use an
Did they
eye.
have showers, or was it
Don't act
still
you
like
don't pee in the shower? Don't
was
act
it
like
still like buckets of water?
It says there
Do they
was
have,
no
like-
electricity, running water, or central heating in the
Yeah.
1800s.
No.
Yeah, so they didn't have like showers. They
Had
like had like
candlelight.
tubs of water, or they'd go to the river.
They would boil water.
Like
or heat
the
it up.
rich people would have the tubs of water, or like the rooms where it was just a fucking tub of hot water. Really, that's
All that it is.
like maybe have like a
Yeah.
fire burning under it or something.
You're just making yourself a soup.
Fucking know. And they didn't have running water. They don't have no hot water heaters.
No.
I think they would probably know I was from the future because I'm a mixed race. So they'd be like, what the hell are
valid.
you?
Valid.
Yeah.
Did you build the pyramids?
But then I'd probably die really fast.
Are you
so-
are you from the Egypt?
Hit the button.
No.
What do you think, Little Reeps?
What if you did the opposite, right? What if you pulled someone from the past into the future? Like someone from the 1800s and brought him to
They would be terrified.
They'd stand out
So-
like a sore thumb, dude.
Yeah.
So so hold on. I
like a
actually saw
powdered
something.
wig.
I actually saw something along the lines of this today on a Snapchat story, but it wasn't from like the 1800s. It was a guy who claims that he had been traveling between 1998 and now, and what he was using was video clips of him, and there was a video clip of him standing in front of a Radio Shack.
Was it a hot tub?
No. It was a so you see the banner of a Radio Shack, like the store, in the background, and you see his face looking at the camera. And then another thing he had was a video of good movie. There was a video of a payphone, and I was like, this doesn't prove much. You know what I mean? Like, he could have stood in front of a green screen that was put up on a storefront, and then just put anything he wanted on it. And then for the payphone, there are still payphones in the ground places. May not be active, but there's still payphones out there. He could have easily just found one and just recorded a video of it. But people are eating it up like, oh my God, he's really from the... No, he's not. No, he's not. But people will believe it.
If he posted like a selfie of himself with like Britney Spears, young as hell, like I'd be like, all right, yeah.
No, so some people were saying, look, the easiest way to dispel this, right? Go buy something at a store and show us the receipt that shows the date.
Oh yeah, too easy. Yeah.
Right? Or stop at a newsstand, buy a newspaper, show us the newspaper. But obviously, when he gets those comments, he ignores them. Like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, all right.
He can't.
I don't think
he
we're
can't.
Can you imagine, Jeffrey from Beverly Hillbillies dropping in 2050, just seeing what happened?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never seen Beverly Hillbillies. Yep, never seen it.
Oh man. Well, I'm sorry. Well, I don't know if I'm sorry. Actually,
It's like, actually, I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. Yeah, I've never seen Beverly Hillbillies. Like, I know of the show.
Okay, so you remember the show Duck Dynasty? Imagine the guy Psy. The old dude dropping
I've never
in
seen
the
Duck
future.
Dynasty.
Really?
Nope, of course you haven't. But has he seen the Barbie movie? Yes.
Yes, I've seen it. Yes, twice.
I gotta go.
Oh my God.
I can't see. Like, I'm done. This
I
is
can't.
it. That was the last straw. Yeah. So I don't know. A Duck Dynasty I've never seen. There's another show that everybody. The Tiger King documentary. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, dude, you have to watch that.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Do.
It's like
But that's
watching
why you watch
Napoleon
it. You remember
Dynamite.
That's like a
Yeah.
must. That's a
Yeah.
must watch.
Exactly. Mrs. Reach remembers. It's like when somebody tells me you have to.
You have to. He won't watch it.
Yeah, he
Hey,
won't.
wow. Hey, we're talking about a guy that goes and eats nothing but chicken nuggets on a cruise.
First of
Listen.
all, bomb ass chicken nuggets. All right?
Hey, look at his face. Look at Reep's face. He's like, wait a minute. This guy was on a cruise and he fed himself macaroni and chicken nuggets the whole
Dude,
time.
you know what it would be?
I got a diet of a 12-year-old.
The type of guy to go to a restaurant, right? A new restaurant. Let's go try something new. You guys have chicken tenders?
It's a French fries. That's my friend Melissa.
The Applebee's treatment.
That's just like when you go to an all you can eat buffet and then all you get is salad. Like, why? What's the point here?
I hate all
I
you can eat
can't relate to
buffets.
that. I've never gone to a buffet and only ate salad.
Yeah, I hate all you can eat buffets because they literally have all of like my favorite bad foods.
Yeah,
But I
Yes.
can't
fried
even eat
chicken, you
enough
got
to make
crab
it worth it.
legs,
Oh, I
you got
fucking
chicken
can.
fried rice, stir fried, the same. Like,
Larry's just like, I will destroy it. Are you kidding me?
destroy
Dude,
it.
last time I was
There you
at a
go.
Golden Corral for a ROTC field trip. We were at Golden Corral before we went to a National Guard base. And I was starving. I had nothing to eat all day, and it was like 2 in the afternoon. I was like, I'm fucking gonna tear this shit up. I had 3 plates, dude,
So okay,
and they were
Damn.
stuffed.
here's my my hot take here. I've never been to a Golden Corral, and I've never been to like American style buffet. I always go to an Asian buffet. That's like the number one thing is like I will always go to an Asian buffet. So I will get like plates of boneless spare ribs, sesame chicken, white rice, pork fried rice, rangoons. I'll get like sushi. I'll get pizza. I'll get fried chicken wings. Like they have everything in that bitch, including ice cream and fucking gelatin and like everything. But I know of Golden Corral, but I've never been enticed enough to go because I know this is gonna sound real bad, but I don't give a fuck about all you can eat meatloaf. I don't.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Fair enough.
Why is that? No, thank
Valid.
you.
Very valid.
I had the best buffet in Vegas, and I don't normally like buffets, but it was really good. Not that I would ever pay that money if it was coming from I went for a work trip conference, but damn, it was good.
Yeah.
I also
Yeah,
ate dessert, which I
desserts.
never do.
If you stay on a premier like hotel like the Bellagio on the Strip or something like that, and you don't want to pay for the buffet, you just go up to the counter and ask them for a buffet voucher and tell them you spent too much at the casino already, and they'll give you
That's
one.
fantastic.
1,000%, they will give you one.
That's
nice.
This little
insane.
hack. I was staying at the Bellagio.
That
and
is awesome.
I actually won a trip through our job at the time, and I was like, all right, cool. So we just got married while we were out there, and somebody told me that, and I'm like, man, I gotta swallow my pride. This is like asking directions for like in a part store for me. You know what I mean? For a coupon. So I was like, all right, cool. I did
Nothing
that.
wrong with
Boom.
that.
They gave me like 4
Right.
vouchers, and then they gave me extra vouchers for the tram on it. So if you're ever in Vegas, yeah, take advantage of those for sure.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
That's dope.
I went TDY. So in the military, TDY is like temporary duty.
Yeah.
So we spend a couple weeks like somewhere else, right? So Nellis Air Force Base is like a huge hub for all sorts of training. So sometimes you go there and you stay on base. Sometimes you go there and they put you in a casino hotel, right? So I lived off of the buffet like for like 3 weeks straight. And it was literally like, dude, I would go home from work, literally drive home from work and walk into a casino in my uniform and everything. Like I'm walking through the casino in my uniform, go up, I'll change real quick, go down and grab a buffet voucher and go and eat the buffet. I was
Take
like,
some
yo,
lobster tails.
dude, it's like,
Like,
you want to talk about, like, as a military person, that's living the dream in a nutshell.
Right.
Like, look, I get to just show, I don't have to
That's
cook
the
anything.
good part
I
of it.
walk downstairs, like, normally if I'm in a hotel, I'm living off, like, ramen noodles and, like, Easy Mac and all that kind of shit you can do in a hotel room. No, and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
you have every day you can get a buffet token.
Or
whatever.
chow
And I'm
hall
like,
chicken.
I'm like, let's go. I'm in the buffet 24/7, dude. Just, we're in there trying to get our money's, not even our money's worth. We're not even paying for it. We're just like, we're eating until we're full and like, to the point where it's just like, we're like, the rest of the day, like, I'm napping. Like, I'm
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Word. Oh, wait, hold on. Before we go any further, because now that we're talking about hotels and staying in a hotel again, do you guys feel like room service, when you order room service, do you feel like an asshole for ordering room service?
No.
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 Okay,
Careful.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I was the only one because I'm like, when you're in the hotel, right?
That's
you're
what it's there for.
You're clearly there to, experience the area. You don't live in that area, for the most part. So when you stay in the room and order room service instead of going out somewhere to eat, you're kind of depriving yourself from that experience. You know what I mean? But I like to stay in. I don't like to go
Me too.
out all the time.
Me too.
Like, even if I'm in a place that I've never been before, that, like fucking Florida, Jamaica, whatever it is. Like, when me and Mimi were in Jamaica, we ordered room service. We just got the food to get dropped off to the room. But we were in fucking Jamaica. Like, we could have gone outside, gone downstairs, experienced what we wanted to experience there. But we were just like, not feeling it.
That's
It's
why
fun.
room
Sometimes-
service is there.
Yeah, and sometimes
Yeah.
like after doing a day full of your activities, like you don't want to go back out and like be around people. So it's a great option.
No, I agree. When me and Mrs. Reach were on our honeymoon, like, we ordered room service every night.
Well,
You'd be
that's
like,
because we
damn
get
right.
home at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, we were
Back
like,
in the room and
go
like,
out there,
I'm
you at the
hungry.
pool, you're drinking, you do whatever.
Fair
Like,
enough.
we'd go home and like, it'd be like a nightcap almost. It'd be like
Margarita
let's order room
pizza.
service. Yeah, margarita pizza.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best. So, hey, hold on. Before we go any further, Fury's Hot Dog, welcome back.
Hey, how's it going?
We had some audio issues, so glad
Yeah.
to have you back. So, what do you think about room service? Do you think that it's something that is obnoxious to do, or?
Man, the hard-hitting questions. No, room service is room service, man. It's a way for them to make extra money. I mean, you're not at home, so it's not like you can really just cook unless you feel like going to the grocery store every day. But
Nope.
no, it's super overpriced, and it's not the best quality food. You get what you pay for, and they make extra money, and you tip the people that come up. I don't see anything wrong with the room service at all.
It's like a
just me.
convenience store.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
right.
$50 for an IHOP burger. You know.
Yeah.
I think when you order room service, you know, like, hey, I'm gonna pay more money because it's room service.
And it's not going to
It's
be as
I'm
convenient.
gonna get mediocre food. Like, it's an agreement with both parties. I feel like
Yeah.
we're gonna overpay it. We know it because we're lazy, and
Yep.
you're gonna give us some half-ass food, like, and we know it's coming. So like, it's a win-win.
Some half-ass
warm,
food.
Just bring
You know,
it.
Nobody ordered room service because, oh, this is disgusting. Like, no, because everyone's drunk and like ordering room service for a reason. You know what I mean?
As long
Fair.
as you don't touch the mini fridge or all that stuff, you're good. You're golden.
Yeah. Don't crack into that mini fridge.
Seriously.
Right, that mini fridge will drive you broke real quick.
Yeah, you ain't
man.
lying.
All right. Next section. Oh, actually, that was the last question. So,
question.
the last question.
Next segment.
Yeah. Next
I got
segment.
you.
Oh,
I
wait.
got you,
Story
buddy.
time.
So,
story time.
So normally this is like an am I the asshole or today I fucked up, but today we're gonna talk about Facebook.
Oh, boy.
And this is actually, I got to shout out Ma Reeps. Ma Reeps, I'm sure you're watching and you're commenting and signing your own name, Ma Reeps, every time.
Shout
you
out
comment.
my Reeves.
Yeah, Ma Reeves.
Let's go.
Shout out to Ma Reeps, the Graham Reaper.
Graham Reaper.
But so
Use
this
that
was
going forward. That was
she actually
Ethan's.
brought this up to me, and I thought we had discussed it. I guess we didn't. I talked to CEO to confirm that we hadn't discussed this already. So I want to bring this up because I was like triggered by this.
Oh.
So my mother, Ma Reeves, was on a Facebook Facebook thread where it was a person typing in like the neighborhood chat, and it was a little bit of like a venting kind of post about how the individual that was posting was like vegan or vegetarian or something like that.
Oh,
was
I know exactly what the fuck you're
and was
talking about.
walking through the neighborhood and was mad that people were cooking, like grilling out in their own backyards.
Yeah.
And all she could smell was like cooking meat in the neighborhood, right? So the reason I brought this up, it's not like it's. I guess it's the fourth question of the segment. Was should your neighbors be able to tell you what to do on your own property because they're offended by it?
Fuck no.
Hell no.
Right.
Unless you're helping me pay for my bills, don't tell me how to use my shit.
Not to that
Even then.
capacity.
Even then, I don't think that there's any reason for you. Okay, first of all, let's talk specifically about that scenario, right?
Yep.
So, if you decided that for your own lifestyle you're gonna be a vegan, then power to you. Nothing wrong with that. You live your life, do what you want to do.
Right,
but
exactly.
if you're my
Yeah.
neighbor and I'm having a barbecue with my family and I'm throwing hot dogs, hamburgers, I'm throwing steaks, I'm throwing ribs on that do not for 1 second think that you have the right to come to my house and tell me, hey,
You
I
can't
don't
cook your
believe
meat.
in eating animals, so I think it's extremely disrespectful for you to be making that in the vicinity where I'm actually having to inhale that. I don't give a fuck. Go inside your house. Close your fucking windows. Turn the AC on. Fucking don't be outside. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Oh, I am so sorry. Oh no.
Clearly I
God.
wasn't the
I'm
only one
so
triggered by
inconsiderate.
I'd be
have a
eating a
question.
burger in her face. I'd be like, you know,
Mimi said she'd be like, hold that thought. Goes to the grill, makes a fucking burger real quick, comes back like, sorry, I was hungry. We were
Well, there's
saying,
so many
Great
This
burger.
opens up so many different things, right? Think about like, all right, for instance, like say you have like one of those like inflatable like pop-up pools, right, in your yard, and someone walks by and they're like, oh, I'm offended because, you know, your wife or whatever was wearing like a skimpy bathing suit by your pool or something like that. Like, it's to me, this whole like grill thing is the same thing. It's the same like.
yeah, it is.
At what point do my own rights in my own yard should be infringed upon by someone like just like cruising by in my neighborhood? Like, there's to me, it's an easy question. Like, yo, if it's in my yard and it's not hurting anybody, and it's not,
And you're not
like,
breaking any
unlawful,
laws?
immoral or unlawful or any of that kind of stuff.
Get out of my face.
Get fucked. In my
I would be a massive troll in these scenarios. I would make custom yard signs. I would just, like,
Bro, listen, if it was me, right? So, again, hypothetically speaking, with this exact scenario with the vegan, if it was me in that situation and somebody came up to me, I would make it a fucking block party. I would throw a sign up telling everybody
Josh's
barbecue
Fest
is here,
2024.
and I would buy 5 times the fucking meat and tell everybody to come over to fucking enjoy it. All right? I would be spiteful as fuck
invite
for
every
that exact
barbecue
situation.
food truck in town. Be like, right here, block party set up front of her house. You know,
Love that.
just the audacity. To me, the audacity of someone like, man, I'll be honest with you, dude. I would never have the balls to like walk up to a neighbor and be like, hey, something you're doing in your own yard, your own life,
Dude.
like what you're doing. All right, it's not what I want to do, so I need you to change it.
Can I
get out
tell
of
the
your
story
bubble.
real quick of what happened to Doug and I, or Reeps and I, last night at the fireworks?
Absolutely.
Oh my God. So the fireworks start going off, and there's a big tree where we're sitting, so we all kind of have to walk like towards the road. We walk up. There's really nobody around us. We're waiting for the fireworks to start. I kind of turn around and notice like there's a little kid on a bike that's like a foot right behind Reeps's butt.
I didn't even know. I didn't realize this kid was even there.
And I didn't at first either. And then the parents were sat right there too, like right behind. I mean, we're in an open, like there is so much space, like for you to take other space. Out of nowhere, this woman says, your cigarette smoke is bothering my son. Didn't even like try to get my attention. She just says it behind me. So I turn and say, excuse me? Like, are you talking to me? I said, well, we're not smoking cigarettes. She goes, well, whatever you're smoking. I'm like, my vape? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, there was a nicer way to handle that. But I'm like, who does that? Who is like,
You know, it's
Americans-
ballsy too. Like we talked
It is.
about.
are you fucking
Well,
kidding me? You could have stood
0
10
to
feet away
1,000
from me.
like that. You know.
And I didn't know this was happening. Like I was literally like locked in on the fireworks, and like I could hear her talk, like Nicole talking, Mrs. Reeves talking, but I wasn't like in the conversation. And so all this is happening, and I'll tell you what: when you're in a military installation, it's risky when you like step out of your fucking bubble, like when you, because you don't know like what rank the person is you're talking to. If you're in civilian clothes, like military world's different. Like, you know, I'm not gonna have an A1C come up to me and tell me to stop doing something. It doesn't work that way. Like that's just not how it is. And so like when we started like kind of debriefing at the house, and she's telling me about everything that was going on, and I was like, wow, like. I
Like,
kind
I
of
can't
wish I had
believe she
realized
turned
so I
and
could
said
turn
that.
around to like engage with those people to be like, hey, what's going on? Just to
Dude,
talk to this lady and see who
And
who
her
she was.
son,
She
couldn't
could have been
see
like
her
the
son.
colonel's wife. I have no idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I would be in deep shit. But, but
Her
like, yeah, it's
son's
just-
face, she couldn't even see it. He made this face like, he felt so bad. He was just like,
yeah, it's just weird. Like the
She was
military
just an
dynamic is
asshole.
very, very funny when it comes.
I would
to,
have been like, it
I was
does?
gonna work.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Hiding behind your kid
Whoops.
to make your own
Right.
food is just fucking disgusting.
it's
It makes
disgusting.
sense.
And that was my point. Like, you're using your son to say something. And it wasn't, so there was someone smoking a cigarette in front of us. And that's probably what she was smelling. But she was so rude about it. And like,
Yeah.
and she used her child to say it's bothering him. And he's looking at me like,
Right. I personally
he's
would
like,
have
it doesn't
just
fucking bother me.
moved. Right. Like if you don't want your child to smell something, move because that's
You
the
don't
only
have
way
to be
they're
a
not going to
foot
smell it.
behind us. There's like open
Yeah.
space
Fart and
everywhere.
Be like, now he's got something really to smell. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Reap should have just let it rip.
Well, that's why it
Let
fits
him
so
rip
good
and
into
be
this
like,
same
okay, now he's got
conversation of
something to be
like,
offended
Hey, reap it
about.
rips, you know what I mean?
it's just, yeah. It's just you know, it fits so well in this conversation because it's the same thing. Like, get out of your bubble, man. Like
Yeah.
like that's what I think.
Like, there's
look,
no need for you
here's
to
my
approach
soapbox.
somebody like that.
Here's my soapbox rant right now. Is I think what's going on in our country right now is that everyone is so self-absorbed. Right? It didn't used to be that way. It was like your neighborhood was like your family, right? Because everyone was caring about each other, giving
Yeah.
a shit about each other. Now it's like everybody's in their own bubble, And if you
Yeah.
disturb your own bubble in any way, then that person is wrong.
Yeah.
It's not like nothing to do with you. Oh, if I'm offended when I hear this term, or I'm offended when this happens in my neighborhood. Like, that's your own bubble. That's your bubble. Like, think about the greater good, the greater bubble. If you would, I don't know how many times I can say bubble in 5 minutes. But I'm pretty sure I'm setting a record. Pretty sure I'm setting a record. But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it used to be like you lived for other people.
Yeah.
You took care of other people. You thought about other people in your actions. And nowadays, it's very much you thought about yourself first before you think about everyone else. And that's
Well,
you know, I
and a
wish
lot of
People
people-
come so rude.
A lot of people minded their own business back in the day. We are just completely
Sure.
out of that phase of human history at this point. Since we're all connected,
Yeah.
there's no.
with Facebook and Twitter and everything
Yeah.
you think of, like everyone is so
Right.
like you're like, hey,
Opinionated.
check out the dinner I just
Very.
had. Bang, post to Instagram.
Okay,
Like,
one of my biggest pet peeves that I guess I could have put in that other episode, but I wasn't thinking about it at the time, is when someone inserts themselves into my problems. For no fucking reason. Like, they go out of their way to be like, oh, hey, well, I think, you know, or like, and not like trying to give, like, advice. You're like, oh, well, I do this instead.
Oh,
You know, it's like,
yeah.
It's like, oh, you can't do that? Well, I do this. And it works for me, so it should work for you, too. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you know, not everyone works the same, you know. It's like, and it's, sometimes, yeah, you can say that to give advice, you know.
But
That's
there's
the
a
thing
difference.
you can say to give
I
advice,
guess
but like,
delivery in that.
Yes.
In that
Yeah.
message is all what it's all about delivery. In
Yeah.
That message, right?
So
You'd literally say
before-
the same thing, but differently, and it could be taken two different ways.
Just don't be a dick.
So there's two
Yeah.
things. There's two things that I
Like,
just
mean
want to
people
touch.
suck.
Yeah, exactly, and that's
I'm
one of the
sorry.
things I was going to touch base on.
And I was so
there
upset about this woman yesterday. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
Okay.
you have
I
every
watched
right.
two
I'm mad
videos.
for you.
Thank you.
I watched 2 videos yesterday. All right, one of them was of a woman who was getting on a train, and she sits down across from a lady, and the lady, who was already sitting in that section, tells the girl, "Hey, you need to go to a different seat." So the girl goes, "Why?" And she goes, "Because I'm going to put my feet on that seat." Mind you, this woman had been sitting there already and did not have her feet up. But now
Go
that
fuck
that girl
yourself.
sat there, she's like, "You need to move because I'm going to be putting my feet up there." So the girl goes, "No, I sat down here and now I'm going to sit here for the ride. You know, I paid for a ticket and I'm going to sit here." So the lady decides to put her foot up on the seat right on the woman's thigh.
No.
No, I'd go to
No.
jail.
Yep.
fuck off.
So,
Yeah.
go to jail. So
I hate to
Go
ask
fuck
this
yourself.
question, but was there any sort of ethnic background with this,
Mm.
or was this?
it was, yes. So it
And
was
that's kinda
an
what I was
older
assuming.
white woman was the one that was already seated, and the younger woman was mixed. I think she was Spanish and black, and I think she was Irish or something.
I've seen a lot
but-
more of that kind of stuff going on lately.
So that was the first thing that I saw that obviously correlates with what we're talking about here, but that upsets me because that's obviously one, you're feeling superior and entitled because you're expecting this person to abide by what you want because you want it. That's
And
not
you
how
don't
it
even have the
works.
decency to say it nicely.
You know,
Right.
Entitlement is the magic word to piss me off like instantly.
Yep.
Like
You know,
And this
Yeah,
woman was
like-
entitled last night.
I just
And I bet you anything she was a young officer's wife because she was younger.
yeah, I think this is for me. Like, there's ways to approach situations. I always try to be like, look, even when I'm super pissed off at the scenario, I'm trying to be as cordial as hell. Like, if I was on the flip side of that, say it was 15 years ago, and Ethan's a young buck, he's 5 years old, and there's something that's like
My
aggravating my son. It's gonna be like, either we're gonna move to ourselves to get out of the situation, or it'll
Because
be a
we
conversation where
rolled
it's
up
like-
there.
or it's gonna be like, hey, look, hey, I'm not trying to be that guy, but look, can we just not do that during the fireworks or whatever? It's that kind of conversation instead of being just like instantly just like
An
"You're
asshole.
bothering my son," like instantly like cutthroat. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I
Yeah,
think we've
I agree.
a little, I
There's-
think our
That's what
society
I'm
has
s-
lost that tact of
If she said, like, excuse me,
communicate.
ma'am, like, that smoke is really bothering my son. Would you mind? Is a totally different thing than the way
Right.
she approached me.
Yeah. Then you're like, oh, it's true.
Like-
I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
Right.
we would apologize. And it's not even like
And I
the
wouldn't
whole
have done
thing
it.
Yeah.
was like, I literally like. So yeah, I smoke a vape, right? I hit it one time
I think I
one
hit it once or
time.
twice.
during the fireworks, and that's what I'm saying. Like this whole thing started from that, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. We could have just been like,
Yeah.
hey, have
Yeah.
a conversation like humans, like normal
Like, talk to
people.
me like a human being.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Not
It's
like a
like
piece of
it's
shit.
gone. That doesn't exist anymore. Talking to somebody like a human being just isn't a thing anymore. But
Well, we
that
can
that
keep
comes
it a
to my
thing.
second thing, right? Right, we can. My second thing. So how Reaper was talking about living in a bubble, right? The second video that I watched, and this one shook me. This one like really like I was like, holy shit, what is this world coming to? It was a video of a girl who was dressed like she had just come home from a concert. And in the video, she goes, hey guys, I just got back from a Melanie Martinez concert and my mom is dead, right? And she's like, ha 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 ha, like laughing. Like in my head, I'm just like, okay, this got to be a joke. It's got to be a skit. But I go to the profile and the girl's mom really did pass away that night. And
the
the girl
heck?
came home, found her mom on the floor, and then when the paramedics came, pronounced her dead on the scene, the girl's first thought was to get on social media
Yeah.
and tell people about it. And I'm
That's
sitting here
crazy.
like,
Yeah.
what?
Her defense
what is
was
this world
that
coming to?
she's been doing that since she was little, so she's like, that's my, like, I do that for everything. So, like, why wouldn't I? But, like, it's still weird.
Yeah,
It
she
is,
said
but-
she had been posting on
But
social
if that's
media
what
since she
she's
was
grown up
11 years
with and
old.
she doesn't know better.
Yeah,
That's her
exactly.
world. That's what
To
she
us,
thinks is
to us,
normal.
that's very second
She thinks
nature,
it's,
but I think
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think we're all above in our 30s, so to us that's not
True.
at all our reaction.
Not all of
but
us.
to them, they're
He's like,
they're,
"Net
they're in
me."
a generation of clout chasing mumble
Yeah.
rappers, So,
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
like, I'll be honest with you, like, as like a devil's advocate, I guess, to this argument, because my first thought is like, there's probably a bit of like support. Like, if she has enough followers,
Right.
Yeah.
if she posts something like that, she's gonna get support from her. Like, they're gonna say stuff like, oh, she's gonna get that piece that she needs from that.
Yeah.
Is it weird
I think
timing? Like, for
Is it
us, it's super
delivery?
weird timing.
It's
Like,
the
yo, my-
delivery.
Like, I went
I think
home on
that was
vacation
me.
for a week, and my phone was like not even in my pocket the whole time, and like I felt so disconnected by the time I picked my phone back up. But like, it's a different world, right? Like even my own kid has grown up in a different world, and if in her life, the support and stuff that she has sought and needed has come from social media,
Yeah.
and that's why I feel like she would post something like that, and I can't fault her. I can't sit in here like listen to your story, Cito, and be like,
But
oh,
I
no,
think
that's- what an idiot, right? No, I feel like what she was trying to fill was that hole of like, yo, my mom just passed away. It's right, no one else to talk to. Like, I'm gonna make a post, and all these comments are gonna come in, and then that's gonna A, be a distraction, and B, be also that support and that attention that she kind of needs in that moment.
Could she not have made
So-
two different posts, though? It just seems kind of ridiculous. It's like, I went to Melanie Martinez. Oh, yeah, and by the way, my mom's dead.
I mean, if she's
mean-
a part of my generation, it makes sense because
Yeah.
it's a form of, I guess it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
It's
She
to just
said-
gloss over it, like it's casual.
Yeah.
That way,
That would be the weird thing if the tone was just like, yeah, my mom died. Like,
Well, that's
That's
weird.
exactly the tone.
That is.
So that's
is,
kind of weird.
yeah.
Like, if my mom died and I was making an Instagram or a
Right.
TikTok post immediately, and I was just like, "Hey, my mom died."
But
Like,
I could hear
that'd
what
be weird as
Ethan's
hell.
saying too, though.
The concert
Like
was
some
great, though,
people,
guys.
that's how they handle it. Is
Like me
to-
personally, if I found out one of my parents died, I wouldn't go to social media about
Be like,
it.
"I'm rich."
Because for me, it'd be like, oh, hey guys, one of my parents just died. It'd be like, because I'd feel like I'm going on there like asking for attention.
Yeah.
So it's like I would just go to my friends, my close friends, and like my family, and be like, hey, I need help.
What I
'Cause,
thought
if
was
either
weird,
one of my parents passed away, I'd be a fucking mess.
Yeah. I mean, that's a normal
100%.
reaction. She
I love
said
you,
her
baby.
reasoning was why would she just sit in her bed at like 3 in the morning and just like think and not like talk to people? So that's why she put it up, because
Yeah.
that's how she would have. So
And if she doesn't
put,
have anyone to talk to,
right.
Well,
She was like,
and
why
she
would
must
I
say
just sit
something about
there
it.
and
That's where I
not
kinda
like why
get
would
it.
I have my own thoughts?
That's where I kind
basically.
of get it, but like if you're saying like the tone of the
Yeah,
TikTok was
yeah,
The
very,
tone's a little
lighthearted.
weird, but some people handle trauma
yeah.
or devastation in their life very differently. And
Exactly.
sometimes handling it like that is the only way that they can get through it. But
and
I
wanting
mean,
attention's not necessarily bad. You know, it's
right.
It's just, I don't know. I just felt like a very detached way of going about it. In my
Yeah.
opinion,
Yeah, the
It's
tone
also
definitely
the
is
intention.
weird. Yeah,
that's
The
tone deaf,
intention,
yeah.
right? That's what all obviously comes down to, is the intention. Did she do this with the intent of getting clout, or did she do this in the intent of getting support, or did she do this with the intent
hope.
of getting it out of her system because she needed to grieve that way, or get it out of her system so she doesn't cause any harm to herself, or whatever the case may be. Like, the intent is what it comes down to. The way that the video came across did not seem like a genuine intent. It looked like she was, obviously she was crying a little bit, right? You can tell that she had cried, but she was laughing and smiling and saying, "My mom just died," stopped, and then ended the video. So I was like, if you right, like me, if it was me in that situation, I would start talking about how that makes me feel, because I want somebody to hear what I'm saying and then respond. if
Not
I want that
everybody
support.
talks about how they feel, and I think that's what
I
I
know.
was trying to get at.
I know.
For that, and the
That's-
younger
that's the
generations,
difficult
I
part
think,
of it.
have
Mhm.
they definitely handle their emotions differently.
I will tell you, I have a lot of. I know it's a shitty thing to say, but I have a lot of experience in watching different generations deal with like grief in different ways. I could have made it this far in my career without experiencing things. Even myself, our job is we lose people every once in a while. That's just what happens. It's the nature of the beast, right? And so I've seen things, and I've seen we lose people by accident. We lose people that are sick. We lose people in wartime. Like, all those things happen. Now, and the higher you get, the more that you're what everybody looks to, which is very weird for me right now. Is like you're like the person that when everyone's struggling, they're looking to you for guidance and help. And I'm looking down at my guys. It's like, it's like an umbrella, right? Because, the higher you get in rank, the less people there are. And obviously the lower ranks, there's a lot more people. So I'm watching these kids deal with these grieving events in different ways. And that's why I think I have a sympathy for this individual posting on TikTok, is because it's very weird and it's strange. And it's weird to see people react in their different ways. And some people aren't affected. Some people show up to work the next day and it's like, hey, you know what? I need to get to work to be distracted from all the craziness, right? I want to just work. I just want to work.
That would be you.
That's how I deal with it. That's how I've dealt with it my whole career. It's just, I want to get to work. There's people that are devastated. Like, they can't do anything. Like, I send them home because they're useless. I don't mean useless, but like they're not going to be functioning at work.
They're not all there.
Go home. Call me when you get home because I need to talk to you. Like, I want to make sure they're not going to do something crazy. But there's so many things that in the military environment that happen. Like, there's suicides. There's, like I said, there's natural deaths from cancer and those kind of things that we just dealt with. There's people that die in motorcycle accidents. There's people that die when we're downrange, like in wartime scenarios. I can't judge people for how they deal with their grief because I deal with it a certain way, because I deal with it in a certain way is not how the other people are going to deal with it. And I can't expect everybody else that is going through this to deal with it the way that I would assume that they would deal with it. So that's where that line for me is like, I'm going to let people grieve the way they want to grieve. And if this person wants to grieve by posting on TikTok and, like I said, probably getting that attention they need and that interaction with other people that they need, then I'm not going to sit here and judge that person. You know what I mean?
Especially if it puts them in a better place of
Right.
not being in a dark place.
Yeah.
Right.
At the end of the
Yeah.
day,
Like
did
when
that
my
help
mom
that person?
when my mom
Probably.
passed, I was asked to do her slideshow. It was the biggest torture fest of my life.
Oh my
you
God,
know,
I bet.
but doing it and showing people, you know, like people wanted to see it. My family's where I'm from. My family's pretty known. Everyone called my mom. So, posting her to social media, being a content creator, was something my mom would have wanted. You know, people, her family, and everyone to see. So there's like two sides to that coin, but it's I guess it's timing of when you choose to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when is the timing period? Like she chose to right then and there. Like found her. Oh, my mom died. Cuts clip. That's probably the wrong time to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like notifying your family like a day or two after, like, hey, just letting you know this happened. Funeral proceedings. This that. It's a little different when you see a post for funeral proceedings, letting people know where to go to pay their respects versus, hi, my mom died. Cuts clip. You know, you don't want that.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's definitely another key factor of it is the timing, right? It's like it's literally the night of it just happened, and then you go and you just make a TikTok post about it. So again, I understand what Reeps is saying. You know, when it comes to people will grieve the way that they will grieve, but when I went and saw the other clips, because like I said, I thought it was a skit. I was like, oh, this is, you know, one of these people that are just trying to do something to get some attention. But then when I went to the other videos and I saw that this girl was serious, her mother did pass away that night while she was at a concert. I was like, it wasn't the right time. It was you shouldn't have done it like right when you got home and found her, and you know the whole thing happened. But
I think
the
there's a
biggest
respect,
issue for me
respect
was
to the past. The people that passed, there's a respect to that. That post did not meet that respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the bigger thing for me was when she was explaining herself, and she said that, you know, she's been doing this since she was 11 years old. I got worried. I was like, this is something that the youth has been getting accustomed to. Like, this is something that they've just been experiencing, where they're turning everything that happens in their life into a social media post. And if that's the case, that's really dangerous.
That's very dangerous.
Well, and again,
Very dangerous path to normalize.
For the mom to play second note to the concert, again, I just can't. That's the one hurdle I can't get over. Is the Melanie Martinez show was great. My mom's dead. That's just so wild to me. Yeah, that's a weird one for me. That's my input on that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that too. Like, I get the.
Yeah.
It's like
I
a
think
serial
the first
killer
thing on my
line,
mind
right?
would be like, my parent just passed away. I could give a fuck about what concert I just saw. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but on that note,
Yeah, now that we're all down.
we can.
Yeah, I know.
We can start to wrap things up here. So obviously, quick little run through. Poke ICT, Furious Hot Dog, we appreciate you guys joining in, chatting up with us, joining us on this episode. I apologize we got that deep at the end, but I'm sure that it was something that we all enjoy talking about. So
I'm here for it. I'm here for all the deepness.
I bet you are. Heyo.
Giggity.
he was the one saying he could pee through a pool
Get the
noodle.
man the ice pack on that one.
Facts. Pee through a pool noodle.
Post the ICT's like, yo, when I walk down the beach, like, people think I'm looking for lost rings. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh no!
Oh, great.
Oh no. But on that note, though, guys, shout out to everybody who made it through the episode. You guys are absolutely awesome. Shout out to Ma Reeps. Ma Reeps, you are awesome.
Yeah, Ma Reeps.
Graham Reeps. We
Grand
appreciate
Reaper.
you tuning in, listening in to all our episodes. I apologize that a
Absolutely.
couple of our episodes have been late, including tomorrow's episode is probably going to be late. So when you get that cup of coffee, you won't have that new episode. I am sorry. But we were having some technical issues that I was finally able to resolve, so I'm a little delayed. But I promise it's coming. But on that note, guys, thank you so much for participating. Reeps, if you do, may you please.
here we go. Here we go, my favorite part of the show. All right, the shower thought of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is did you know that a plate is only as clean as the bottom of the plate above it? All right. Hey, join us for episode 12 next week. Episode 12. Yo, we're moving and grooving out here with this podcast. Oh, actually,
Absolutely.
And let me tell you, next week's episode, the episode 12, I will probably not be in the scenario I'm in right now. I will be at an alternate location, but we'll still be making it happen. So appreciate y'all. Hey, thank you, Little Reeps, Cito, Miss Reeps, Pokey ICT, Memes, Furious Hot Dog. Thanks for coming out. And we are going to join you next week. Thank you so much for your support. Please
Thanks,
subscribe
guys.
to us on YouTube
Bye.
and Spotify.
We'll see
And
you
we'll take it
guys.
easy.
Later.
Thanks for having us.
Deuces.